Yeah.
We have been blessed with the series that we've had in front of us.
Yeah.
What a Game 5 it was in the previous series as well. It's been a fantastic start here in Orlando, but this one is an interesting series, isn't it? Yeah. Different stories to talk about for different reasons. And I want to start off by talking a little bit about Cloud9, right? Because Cloud9, I think on the desk they were saying maybe a little bit disrespected with the predictions coming into this event. Let's just remind ourselves what Cloud9 have achieved so far this year. They are yet to place outside of the top 2. They are yet to not be in a grand final when it comes to the live event environment.
That's right, oh ye of little faith, how quick people are to doubt and forget just how good C9 has been on LAN. They intend to continue that without a doubt. Of course, Bound's LAN debut with the C9 roster here. It feels like he's been on C9 for a long time. Of course, they came out swinging online. The question is, what's going to happen here? You're head-to-head going into game number 1, Eco versus Snipetown.
Very, very interesting to watch both of these players for different reasons. The brain versus the brawn, you would say. As you see, Eco, the brains, of course, of eUnited, the in-game leader, versus Snipetown, the new addition, the historic Slayer in the Halo Championship Series, now feeling comfortable again, and that KD not looking too bad for a day 1.
All right, as we get ready to get into a gameplay here in just a moment, I think it's only fitting if we start things off with Bound of C9, as we said, his LAN debut with the team. What's he gonna bring to the squad? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final match of the day. It's Cloud9 versus eUnited.
Both of these teams in pools as well, sat at 2-0. So this is a pool deciding matchup as well. Whoever wins this will take that first place in the pool, as if you needed something else just to add a little bit of spice to this fixture.
Yeah, lots to play for here in this final match of the day. You know these teams are tired. They gotta dig deep here late on Friday evening to see who can edge it out and take the pool, and also get themselves a very different bracket than if they were to play second.
Suspector finds himself as last alive here. It's been a great start for Cloud9 as far as the slays are concerned. The ball is finally being picked up as well, and that power weapon was put to use. And now I want to kind of focus on one player at Cloud9 as well, because as we know, Halo Infinite Online can be tough for certain players across the globe, and I'm not going to lie, there's a couple players in this lobby, one in particular, Pznguin, who I think is relishing being back on LAN.
Oh, he is ready to play, of course, having to deal with some high ping when he's playing online, and of course he doesn't let it show, also doesn't let him get it down, but we know that's of course going to be a factor online. He is going to be happy to be on LAN. Maybe Pznguin unleashed. For a moment, he was the last player alive for the C9 roster as they look to push up through Cafe as well as B.
Shots coming in from Pznguin, but as you can see, that ball being rotated away in the hands of eUnited for now. Rayne just going to bait that one out, throw it down towards his teammates on that arcade street. StelluR going to push ahead of Pznguin now, as Eco is now doing that initial damage for them to try and collapse in and clean out these final players here from eUnited. Suspector trying to survive. Snipetown trying to get in position to help him, but Pznguin just laying down so much damage and allowing the likes of Rayne to do his job best.
2v2 for just a moment. Pznguin stays alive as long as he can, but it's great resilience from eUnited around Caution and Tires to not let that pressure from the back of A take them down. They will actually maintain positioning quite well. They'll find StelluR and PD as well, and the ball's actually going to be rotated.
Ball moving towards Tram, which means that Snipetown now doing what he does best, and that is flanking the rest of Cloud9, doing some great damage onto Eco. Eco using that pillar to survive as the attention now turns towards those rockets. Eco just about gets away there with that rocket launcher. That could be a swing in this game, as Cloud9 also had that ball in their hands.
Snipetown was also the last player alive, and just before he died, a teammate spawned Cafe. That forced entire team spawns all the way in the back corner in Cafe. That's going to be good news for Cloud9. Eco here with the rocks. Ooh. First one's going to connect just a bit here. It's a good use of the drop shield, but to be honest, it just delayed the inevitable one dead for both sides.
Yeah, I think they knew the rockets were there, you know. They tried to play that very smart, looking for that boom block coming in with that drop ball. Wasn't quite executed to perfection, as they just held on to that rocket for a little bit longer, but those shots from RyaNoob looking pretty damn good.
Ball right now is actually down on the dumpsters. See how soon that gets picked up. 2 dead for both sides, making 3 dead for eUnited for a second. Cloud9 might have an advantage and an opportunity here, but Snipetown to make sure to fly in as well. That will be Bound scarpering away with the ball for just a moment. Going to try to regain shield before some more additional time.
Great little bit of positioning there, Bound as well. Knew where those shots exactly were coming in from. Knew all the angles. Just a little start step using that pillar to just disguise himself from the driveway push. And now he's managed to rotate that ball back in towards his teammates, just to get that lead a little bit juicier now.
Well, it's got to be pointed out here. You've got players on 9 kills so far. Pznguin's 0 kills from the board. 7 assists still, but still surprising to see from the side of Pznguin.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I cursed him a little bit coming into this, but we'll have to see if Insane can, of course, pick it up. His first event when he came in Raleigh, of course, earlier in the year. First Halo Championship on any game title. Look how close this is. 39 to 32. eUnited trying to close in on that ball. Suspector trying to find the kill onto Bounder. Does beautifully well. Almost turns two, but Snipedown's there to steal that one away. And that's great news for eUnited. 3 players taken down from Cloud9, and now they scarper away as they know exactly where those respawns are coming in. They take it all the way back to the other end of the map now, towards that A tower, and look at where the rest of C9 are now trapped.
And truly, I mean, what an interesting stat line. Pznguin right now is 0, 8, and 6, and that's really not a knock against him. He has 8 assists, 4 times the assists of any teammate here. It's just really interesting battles that they're finding themselves getting into. This game, of course, is tied, though, so it's not a huge concern. Just a really interesting note about how this game has played out so far.
0 for 2 for the Rockets for Bound, though, and he goes down as well. Great positioning from Snipedown to re-engage with that battle. Unfortunately, he will be taken down, so it's short-lived good news for him. Eco now with the ball in hand. And it will be a little transition of the lead here. Just over 2 minutes left in this game. And that ball does eventually go down, and Cloud9 now go into a lead.
See what StelluR can do here. Find RyaNoob in the laundry. The back whack timing of Snipedown. They've always got your back in a moment like that. Snipedown's going to pick up another kill and keep 2 dead, make it 3 dead there for C9.
One thing that no one has doubted so far this year is the shooting ability of Eric Rona. That man still falls everything in front of him, and he's starting to find that form again. Big damage coming in from Snipedown, and now you're seeing eUnited scarper with that ball once more, but a little double kill coming in from Bound. It's going to make this a little bit more of a difficult situation for them to decide how they want to play these next few moments.
It was a good play from RyaNoob there to drop and try to bait the ball while challenging from Rail. Instead, Bound gets the help he needed off the back of a great individual play. Now he's flying forward. 1 minute 30 on the clock or so. Still within 10 points.
Rayne, the only player that they really have to worry about here. Rayne manages to pick up a kill, but there is the trade coming out almost immediately from Cloud9. There's the trade as well. Most importantly, away from that Oddball. It's going to create space here for Cloud9 to keep adding time to the board. 68 to 49 the score now, and C9 continuing to score.
And look at this. I mean, like we said, such an interesting way that Cloud9's playing this game type now. A 20-point lead. 10 assists, as we said, for Pznguin, now more than tripling anyone else on the team in the assist category. And you could just tell by the look on his face, he's not worried about it at all. They're playing the exact game they need to off of damage that he's dealing.
Yeah, 100%. Who cares about the stats if you're winning the game, right? And it's 69 to 49. C9 looking in control. The rocket launcher is going to be coming up. Mid-map battle starts to take place as you see eUnited desperately trying to make sure they have a line of sight onto it. I'm pretty sure that Rayne managed to steal away with those rockets, but maybe not. He doesn't have them in his hands. It's Suspector who's got the power weapon to play with.
Interesting. You know those nades hit. Look how everyone's weak. You know those nades in the L hit, but I don't think C9 knew that the nades hit, and that's why grenade hit markers being turned off is absolutely huge. 3 players in eUnited take those L nades, and they're weak. But the information was not given to C9. eUnited is going to continue scoring. Only 5 points down now.
This could be a battle here which decides the game. There's only 50 seconds or so left in it. Only a couple of points between both these teams. Bound gets snipped out here by Suspector and gets forward as well. Great shots in a big moment coming in from the man on your screen.
Ooh, shield just recharge in time, but Pznguin flies in. It's a great push from Pznguin and StelluR on the Neons as well.
Snipedown left on his own. Snipedown somehow finds one. StelluR trying to clean him up, and Snipedown somehow turns it around.
Oh my God, who else would you put him into triple kill for Snipedown? That's huge, 20 seconds left.
And that could be it. That could be the game won by Snipedown with that triple kill, because RyaNoob is scarpering away with the ball in his hands, trying to avoid that grenade damage. He can't do so, but C9 lose 2 on the push.
This should be a ball grab for Snipedown here. 10 seconds left. They're likely going to get the lead and then drop and slay.
You need to get just 1 second on the board. You need to get away from this push coming in from Eco. Eco is the closest player to that Oddball. He's not going to be able to do anything. Snipedown, not just with the slays, but with the objective work as well. C9 are flying in, but they cannot get the touch on the ball. And eUnited, off the back of a huge triple kill from Snipedown, close out round number 1.
What a play. As you said, Snipedown isolated there on the cafe. He wins the battle. He had no business winning, and off the back of that picks up an additional kill as well. That will actually give Snipedown the lead into the game in the kills category. He'll be tied, on the side of eUnited, tied with Suspector. 14 and 14 apiece there. On the other side, though, Bound and StelluR with 19 and 16.
Snipedown continues where he left off as well, because he's got the rockets off the break here for eUnited. Did go down, so only 1 fired, I'm pretty sure. There might be a rocket just laying about somewhere on the ground. The Oddball's down as well. Rayne, last player alive here for eUnited. This is a great response off the break here in this second round coming in from Cloud9.
I mean, that is a heartbreaker there for the side of C9. Yes, they're all veterans, and they've been on this main stage countless times here. However, to be up 69-49 there and lose that game in the final seconds, that is a rough way to go down in the first round.
Suspector, 1 nade, 2 kills. We'll take that every single day of the week. Now Pznguin, the Stalker in his hands, just trying to hold off this push coming in from the rest of the eUnited. Finds himself as last player alive momentarily, just trying to bide his time, just trying to survive and wait for his teammates to get back on the map so he can start to push. But eUnited now with a slender lead themselves.
2 dead here for C9 again. It feels like deja vu. Pznguin, last player alive on the bottom of Neons. Great damage, but is it going to be enough? The collapse comes in from eUnited, and essentially 3 players and almost 4 just off the back of that respawn dead. That will be time on the board for eUnited.
Stella going to be caught off guard. He's going to catch 3 bullets as well from that Stalker rifle. Time for a respawn for you for a few moments' time. The drop wall is enough, though, to trade out that damage. Rayne now in a 1v1, but that Bulldog is barking once more. A couple of kills being traded all over the place at the moment, but it looks like Cloud9 are coming out on top, but no, a double kill from Suspector levels things up once more. And if you needed an indication of how the start of this game has gone, with both teams just trading kills, trying to get the better of each other, the fact that it's 7-9 on oddball time pretty much sums up everything.
Really interesting set of trades there, and as we said, the eUnited actually had 3 dead, almost 4 dead when that ball was down on Neons, and I stand corrected there. They did not get any time off of that, I think due to a little bit of PB and courtyard spawns came in. The pinch came in from Cloud9, but 4 dead now. You should finally see eUnited getting some time. And so back and forth between these 2 squads. Snipedow's going to see what he can do with this last rocket.
Get a kill. It's what he's going to do. It's what he does best, and he's going to do damage to Bounder as well. He gets cleaned up immediately. StelluR, you're going to find yourself in the BR of Snipe Down. Another 4-shot coming in from Eric Rona.
Huge slaying here coming in from eUnited, and if we're honest, the score should be even higher than it is. That's back-to-back 3 or 4 deads. They will finally get here to the 26-point mark, but they're going to need to work even harder if they want to close this one out. That much is clear.
It's very interesting to me how comfortable Snipe Down looks as well, playing on this roster. Just looks like the Snipe Down of old, right? Not looking like he has to do anything that he hasn't done for so many years. His job is to move around the map, put yourself in position to finish off damage. And that's exactly how he is playing at the moment. Questions at the moment being asked to Cloud9 because they're being kind of held down in certain situations here by eUnited. They're struggling to get the numbers on their side, and numbers is what wins the game for C9.
It absolutely is, and the numbers come from the slays, and things have changed in a big way here. We talked about how Cloud9 had the 2 leading slayers going into this second round. Now take a look at Sniped and Suspector, 23 and 22 kills apiece. They have now taken the lead over Bound and StelluR, just 1 or 2 kills behind.
And another one. Snipe Down is not missing at the moment. Bound, you're going to have to hit your shots if you want to survive as well, and he manages to do so. Rayne there for the trade, but Suspector is still got that ball in his hands. Look at the amount of time that eUnited have been racking up, and you've also seen the complete transition of the South now down towards that tram. Rayne with the ball gets taken down. Pznguin, hello. Time for you to wake up a little bit as well. A huge amount of assists, but big plays like that might be what sparks him into life too.
That is big. That looks like a freebie kill for Rayne in the back of A. Pznguin gets a very nice sneaky angle to get that melee before the Bulldog fires. But the bigger concern for him and the squad is this deficit. They are down 63-14 in the go-ahead round.
Finally, it looks like they've got a couple of kills, but they're traded out immediately. RyaNoob is the only player that is actually dead now for eUnited. Suspector in a 1v1. Suspector doesn't need to finish his dinner because Snipe Down is there for the leftovers. He picks up the kill, he picks up the rockets, and eUnited looking so strong at the moment.
Ooh, look at the angle there. Snipe Down just knows he wants to avoid the splash damage, so he hits a perfect rocket into the L and finishes it with the melee. 1 rocket to go as well.
We're only around 20 points or so away from closing out this game. Let's jump into a listening with eUnited to see how the comms are as they close in on a map 1 victory.
Just 1 shot.
Laundry, one shot.
Back Mando, last guy. After
Ivy,
Ivy.
one shot Ivy on me.
1 shot back C, guys. Look C.
And I stop me. Pznguin's still there. 2 Ivy, 2 Ivy. Gonna kill me. I died in top Ivy. Alright, we're good. Good push, good push.
1 PD, I need help.
I hear that, coming.
He's on me. Dead. He's 1 shot. 1 shot back PD.
Guys, I got a good spawn.
Still back PD.
Yeah.
I got 1.
Back PD not hurt. We gotta go.
I need a PD.
Yeah, PD going out, check now.
I'm looking bottom mid. Yo, nest, shot him once.
Check. Watch out,
Still.
please.
That's 1 shot.
Pushing nest.
One
One shot Pznguin on the command. That's absolute. Ivy red bar.
He's ice cream front. Back to ice cream.
Tires sweet. Tires, yeah. 1 shot tires. Lance. 1 shot to Jake. Free kill. Nice, we're good.
Good on purple going.
Nice.
Good on purple.
I'll go mid. 1 tires, guys.
Hear that. I do not see him yet.
He's probably heady now.
Look at Eddie, I don't see anything.
He's dead.
Pump swing, shot him once. Hit Eddie, yeah. We shoot Eddie. I got some Mando.
That's two. I want to
Shot first tower me.
I'm on the ball, guy. Look at one. He's steps right now.
As we come out of the comms and we go back into the gameplay, you can listen to eUnited as much as you want, but the real fact here, Andy, is while we were listening in, it was Cloud9 who started to make their way back into this game.
Yeah, we were listening in to Cloud9 getting back in a big way, 78-49. Let's not forget when we jumped in listening, it was right about 73-13. So Cloud9, though they find themselves too dead at the moment, RyaNoob getting excited about that double kill. Look at the angles from Cafe from him. That actually could be the icing on the cake.
Huge. Not only is it the kills, but also rockets secure for eUnited. Bound comes off spawn. He knows he has to fly. And with 10 points only needed here by eUnited to win this game number one, there's no way for Cloud9 to close the gap. It's going to be 1-0 to eUnited. And if you thought this might be a series that's going to go the distance, I got to agree with you.
What a set of rounds there from eUnited, upsetting, as we said, a team that has never placed outside of the top two on LAN in Halo Infinite. That's a very, very big win from them. To do it in 2 rounds as clean as they did with a comeback win in the first one as well. Lots of style points there, and one stat line we're going to point out, that's Eric Rona.
Eric Rona, sniped down back in his comfort position, doing what he does best, puts up 31 kills on map number 1. That is the most kills in the lobby from a single player. You can say Snipedown's back.
Snipedown is back indeed. Some say he never left, just waiting for the right opportunity, and of course, excited about this team. You heard him say it on his stream and interviews as well, that the chemistry is clicking, and I think that probably showed here in our first game against Cloud9.
And look at the damage as well. Again, Snipedown, huge amount of damage, 8.6k coming in from Eric Rona. On the other side of things, you're looking at Bound, good damage coming in from him, but across the board, you really look at eUnited and you're thinking, you've outslayed, you've outplayed, and that's the only reason you're 1-0 up in this series. They look very, very strong.
Very strong. Let's not forget, they were down 69-49 in that first round as well. They had to concoct that comeback, and my God, did they ever do it in a big way and just at the right time. This was the play I was talking about. All 3 players weak on the L. eUnited capitalizing in moments like that. Those are the difference makers.
Speaking of difference makers, I think we're about to see the real difference maker at the end of this first round, and that is this triple kill from Snipedown. He's got no right to win that battle against StelluR. He takes down another, and then a few moments later, he collects the oddball in those final moments just to make sure that eUnited come out with that round 1 win.
Absolutely, it was a great rotate there. Not only did they drop and shoot, but it was actually a full rotate out of the back of Tram onto driveway. That's where they let the ball rest. That's where they slayed out. And even though it's easy to get collapsed on, they do it well. It's perfect execution. It's not Cloud9 winning that game. It's going to be eUnited taking your game number 1.
And now we go over to Catalyst StelluR, probably the most unpredictable of all map mode combinations that we have in the Halo Championship Series. So for eUnited, who historically have been a pretty good StelluR team, it's a real opportunity for them here to put themselves within touch and distance. But for Cloud9, some questions to answer now in map 2.
Certainly questions to answer, and you have to wonder, a team like Cloud9, maybe that game 1's a little bit of a wake-up call. I've talked about it before here, but when you're on the main stage, sometimes game 1, regardless if it's game 1 of the day, essentially if you have a game 1 of pool play, it can be a little bit of a wake-up call, kind of a kick in the rear, and you realize, okay, we got to step things up into the next gear. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case for Cloud9.
For eUnited, I just feel like that's a big confidence boost for them as well.
Gotta be.
A lot of people, like we mentioned, not really talking about them in their predictions, not placing them in the top 4. I was one of them as well.
Yeah.
Have to be straight up about that, and it just looks like a different team in the LAN environment. It just looks like they are a cohesive unit, whereas Cloud9 just looked like a little bit kind of individual at times in that first game.
Yeah, and I think also things start to break down, right? The 20-point lead, everything looked good. I cannot wait to go back and watch the VOD, because I can't think of the last time in Halo history where I've seen a moment where a player is maybe 2 kills, 11, 12, 14, 15 assists, you know, and a certain amount of deaths, and they're playing off the damage of a single player. It was a very unique game from the side of C9, and even though the stats were not concerning to me, and I don't think Cloud9 either, they're still a really interesting stat line, and it's hard to play around single player assist damage like that. So I think you're going to look for a more well-rounded game in this game number 2, and for the rest of the series from Cloud9.
Here we go then, game number 2 is live. You can see we're flying our way through to get to the opening rush of Catalyst, and now we're going to see that battle for the overshield. We're going to see the battle for the skewer as well, and I tell you what, the equipment has become not just like a nice thing to have, it's become a necessity now on this map to really press home those advantages.
Absolutely, and so far, Sniped looking good on this EU side. We asked the question, is Sniped the one to bring this team back into top 2 contention? Let's not forget, eUnited with an unbelievable start in Halo Infinite at Raleigh, a second place finish. They have not matched that finish since. Is Sniped the team to help bring them there? We'll have to see if this pool deciding match gives us a little bit of an indicator.
Of course, let's take ourselves back to the NA Super. Cloud9, G1. This was the map where G1 closed things out. It was such a tight moment for them, but I spoke to Hoaxer after that match, and he was like, we should have picked up the repulsor. If we pick up the repulsor,
it's true.
We don't lose that game.
Yeah.
I think you'll be on top of that this time.
You must not forget, of course, Cloud9 players actually walked by the repulsor when they made the extra rotation. They passed by the equipment.
They will know that better than anyone.
Exactly, and you have to think that that has now reminded them that you cannot allow that equipment to go into an opponent's hand. It's even less about making sure that you're utilizing that equipment and making sure that it can't be used against you. That's what it's really about.
Yeah, 100%. And there's so many situations now where you're seeing players be creative with the way they're using it. It's not just a mechanic to get from A to B anymore. It's a mechanic to stay alive for 3 or 4 seconds. It's a mechanic to push back a push, to get information and survive yourself. And
as we're going to go ahead and get ready to get into this game number 2, and these players are now getting a little bit anxious, just like us here in the casting booth, to see exactly what Catalyst Slayer might hold.
This is an interesting moment, though, isn't it? As we are officially now live into game number 2. Who do you think that little break kind of helped a little bit more there? Do you think that was better for eUnited? Do you think that was better for Cloud9?
I think eUnited, right? They're riding high right now. Cloud9 just had to sit with that loss. Instead, eUnited's like, we're ready to get into game number 2. Whenever you are, here's the push from Snipe down here on Ivy side.
Very interesting positioning from Bound there, trying to help out his teammates without showing too much of his player model to the rest of eUnited. But he got sniffed out immediately. And it looks like both sides of the map have been split here. eUnited win a battle on one side, and Cloud9 win a battle on the other, so it's 2 for 2.
Ooh, and let's see, Eco's down here on the corner on gold side. Let's see what he might be able to do, as they did have that info, as you said, based off of the split, tied 2-2 here off the open in the first 45 seconds of play.
Very interested to see how eUnited actually approach this game as well, because we have seen them kind of run around as like a pack of wolves, like 4 of them, always together, looking to pick one player off. Pznguin does have the skewer though, so if he catches the wolf pack, so to speak, of eUnited, it might not just be one piece of meat on the kebab. He could end up with a full serving, 4 pieces of meat. I
gotta say, this game type is looking more and more Halo 3-esque as it's played in the meta. You just travel as a forward, you hold forward. That's how you are starting to play this game type. You rotate together and the numbers tend to win. Skewer in the hands of Pznguin though, kills will be traded out. 1 dead for each side.
Yeah, lovely shot there, cross map coming in from Pznguin. Eco managed to pick up a second as well. RyaNoob somehow surviving for now, but that looks like it will be all Cloud9. Great job from them to just pick off that eUnited pack. Find themselves up by 2 now. Overshield coming up in around 25 seconds too.
Yeah, all eyes are going to be on that bottom mid. Overshield with a 2-kill lead and Skewer in hand. Oh boy, great timing on the grenade there just to take off the angle, but Sniped still going to get popped. 3-kill lead for Cloud9.
Finds himself a repulsor as well here, Pznguin. Going to use it just to get up to height. He's taking a lot of damage though, but he manages to tuck the feathers in and then use the repulsor onto RyaNoob, who has to win the battle and does. Cheeky little double coming in from RyaNoob, keeps this a 2-kill game.
Eco right on the overshield. I'm trying to see bottom middle might have actually fallen off the map there based on what we just saw.
Looks like it has. It looks like players have kind of diverted their attention away from that light bridge towards where the push is now. A little bit of movement there from RyaNoob, just sliding under that frag grenade, but the movement's cool. The shots are better coming in from Eco. 11-9, still that 2-kill advantage here for C9.
Yeah, it was a great attempt there from RyaNoob trying to get in. Eco, though, answers back with some very good shots as well. That will give them now that 3-kill lead, 2 dead for eUnited here at the 9:29 mark.
And a very deliberate pace to this one as well. Both teams. Nobody wanting to overextend. It's always a team push. It's always a team decision about how they want to approach the next moments of the game. And it's been based around the power-ups a few times, but also around the rotation that's coming in from eUnited. It looks like C9 are trying to read how eUnited are moving, what base they're trying to flood into, what area of the map, and then cut off the angles, get damage, and then collapse themselves.
You can tell Cloud9 knows how much is on the line here. After losing that first game, they're playing this even more slow and more methodical as well. Let's get to an actual listen on here with the side of C9 at 14-11.
In my hallway.
OV in 40
Definitely
seconds. 40 seconds.
Can we push us out?
Low, guys, low.
On spikes.
One shot.
Yeah, low in the corner, low in the corner.
Weak on spikes. One shot low.
Another one.
Two.
On the ramp, weak. Two shot on the ramp. Weak below. Weak below. Spawn in the flag. Spawn in the flag.
All right, OV, 25 seconds.
With you, I'm with you.
Oh, just hold that. Just hold that. Just hold it.
Peek out.
20 seconds.
You in the hall, weak. There. Yeah.
Could be, maybe on the grapple.
Oh, he went back to flag.
Nothing grapple.
I'm gonna go push sword.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Two there, two down.
OV coming up now.
One on the right.
One stop here with the skewer.
One shot on the sword. One shot on the sword.
You see that? Three there.
One might flank.
They
Yeah.
going for it?
They just got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
On sword dog. They're gonna be in your flag. They're gonna be in your flag.
You got playing? Wait, not with Ovi.
Push out this flag.
Just go run to the flag. Run to the flag.
Yeah.
Run to this flag. Just push this sword
Pushing
fast.
sword. Yeah.
There's 2 on Zane.
Both out of OV. They're out of OV.
Weak.
As we jump back in, eUnited find themselves up by 3, but you looked at me, you raised an eyebrow, and you went, I've got a lot to talk about.
That's a lot to talk about. They're 21-17 off of that listen, and you have to wonder on the C9 side of the listen, there was not one mention of how they were going to get the overshield. You saw the angle that Bound had. He finds 3 players on the Ivy side, and the whole time I was wondering when someone was going to say something about overshield positioning. Maybe they had realized that they just simply weren't going to get it, but it's a nice little grapple of the overshield off of great control, great angles from eUnited. That has now netted them a 4-kill lead.
Yeah, it has indeed, and that is the difference between the 2 teams. Suspector also has the skewer, so Cloud9 kind of at disadvantage when it comes to weaponry and equipment. That's where the lead has come, and now the opportunity to extend it is in the hands here of Suspector.
See what Suspector can do. You got to remember, even with moments like that, of course, this kind of deficit, no big deal for Cloud9. They can rally right back in this, but keep in mind, when we went into that listening, it was a 2 or 3 kill lead for Cloud9. So for eUnited to capitalize on the kills the way they did, to also grab that overshield in such a clinical fashion, says a lot about this team, and they're very happy to play this game slow now with a 4-kill lead.
I was about to say, this is one thing that eUnited do extremely well when they do get a lead in Slayers. They become obnoxious to play
is
again.
right.
And it's like, okay, make a play. See what you can do. We've got weapons. You try and make a push down one of these hallways. Odds are that Suspector will do something like that. We have the numbers. He stops the push. And now you're going to see an opportunity for eUnited to keep that lead in their hands.
Could be an overshield grab for Rayne as well. Back-to-back overshield grabs for eUnited, and just like that, they're up by 5.
RyaNoob picks up another. Bound just trying to escape now. Rayne's trying to hunt him down. He knows exactly what the plan is here from Bound, and it is just eUnited holding the line. And C9 at the moment just can't seem to put anything together, team-wise, push-wise, individual-wise, to break these eUnited selves.
Great work from eUnited. Make it 26-18. They're going to keep this up. It's a skewer kill from Snipe Down in the feed, as he'll pick up another one, and how this game has changed from a few moments ago.
God. I mean, it was Suspector. They have 2 skewers at the moment, I think. Snipe Down has one, Suspector has one as well. So it's pretty difficult for C9 to do anything at the moment. Any hallway they peek, they're going to be hit by a tank missile, essentially.
Nice work here again. RyaNoob picks up a double kill there off of those bursts. The kills will be traded out just a little bit, but still in the advantage of eUnited. It's 30-19. It was just 16-13 in favor of Cloud9. This game has blown wide open off of the back-to-back overshield grabs.
Yeah, not just that, but also the control of the skewer, right? It's 11 kills, the difference between the 2 teams. Every time it seems like C9 try and make a decision to do something, the initial player is just hit by one of these skewer shots. That makes such a difference to the push, because it's like, oh, we're already down in numbers. Now we have to think about things. Now we have to completely change that original plan.
That's right, here comes the push here from Cloud9. They already lose 2 players, though, so eUnited once again getting the better of them. That's a great little grapple back in for the killing spree for Suspector. This is a big lead. Let's hear how the comms sound on eUnited with an Astro listening.
On my base.
Easy, door behind Eric.
I have a spike, or I have a nade on.
Watch your peek. 2 weak. Bound.
Door gonna be one shot.
I'm living.
Door, spikes, one shot.
He's one shot.
One shot.
I can get out. I can get out.
We're 3 dead.
We're going to see more X.
We're 3 dead.
Yep. We're going to blow it.
Listen, we're gonna have to shove out here soon in a second. Shove out Mando and it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
Overshield up now.
Yeah, they're gonna have it. They're gonna have it.
Wait. I have a nade. I have a sticky for him.
They just got it. We're corner. Yeah, we gotta go out. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Top car. Fuck him up. And bottom.
Watch your back now.
Behind me.
Watch out,
One shot. Nice.
We're one.
Can we go forward? Can we go forward?
We're one, guys.
Yeah, go forward.
Nice.
Nice. Behind it, Eric. Leave him.
He's close side. Two there. Yeah.
Just run. It's over shield. He's gonna chase you guys. Over shield. He's gonna be
We're
above
trying to
you.
cross. I have to say, I'm dead.
I'm trying to live.
Yeah, Aiden's getting right now. Aiden's getting right now.
Made her bleed, bound.
Yo, P2 pushing.
Shoulder. I'm one shot.
You want on Nate, on grab.
Nice.
I know P-off.
I'm looking beyond.
Come on, guys.
Watch out, P2.
Look at
You got it.
Well, as we jump back in, and what a difference that is. Night and day the listenings between the two teams.
Yeah, 9-kill leads here, still here for eUnited, and during those exchanges, Cloud9 actually grabbing a bunch of extra kills and taking advantage of the situation, and their first overshield grab in quite some time that came from Bound. However, you have to think the padding of the original kills from eUnited has bought them a lot of room here. They still have an 8-kill lead.
I love that push that came in from eUnited, and it was called by RyaNoob, right? 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Let's all flood out this side, see if we can catch a couple of players off guard, and it's exactly what they did. RyaNoob somehow still alive as well.
Oh my God, what?
Feels the pain of RyaNoob.
We need to get that from RyaNoob's POV because he just grappled all the way to the depths of hell and comes back with another life to hit a skewer shot up top. Moments like that might be the beginning of the end for Cloud9 in this game.
Finally, he's taken down. Bound sort of gets a little bit of revenge there as he picks up a double, but Snipe down in position to hold the line here. But look at this game. This isn't quite over yet. We have seen big turnarounds on Catalyst. It's only 8 kills. Might seem like a lot. One team wipe, that's just 4.
Oh boy, Pznguin. Knows the snipe downs here. How does he play this? He pre-nades. Gonna take him down. That's great stuff from Pznguin there. That's the first kill.
1v1 and Rayne comes out on top of it. Such a vital kill to make sure that he picked it up. Eco now looking to capitalize on that initial damage. Rayne somehow still alive, but look at Cloud9. They're starting to come back into this, and Bound's got the overshield as well.
And the skewer, he knows that Pznguin there. Maybe saw him bottom Ivy based on the movement. Did not see him. Might get backbacked here. Needs to be careful. 6-kill game here. The overshield's gone.
But it's just nukes going down at the moment in this hallway, and Bound's lost all that OS. Now he's just got to play patient. Now he's just got to wait for that moment to hit one big skewer shot, but no! Cannot connect on 3 of the bodies flying towards him.
See what Bound can do here. Still a 6-kill game. They need to play fantastic. Halo, the shots don't go. 47-41 now.
It's such a chance to make a massive play there from Bound. Snipe down comes in to take down Pznguin in a very similar scenario. We saw Pznguin go down in that famous game 5, but for now, it's eUnited's road to victory here. They just need one.
One more kill here. You gotta think they're timing the push. Pznguin's done for. That's the game.
Whoa! You see the pop-up from Snipe down? That's the energy. That's the passion that seems to have been rekindled in eUnited now. They're 2 up in the series, and they're 1 game away from sweeping Cloud9.
Wow, 50-42 is your final score in game number 2. Ice in the veins of eUnited. You have to think, in the mid-game, Cloud9 giving away all those free kills during those back-to-back overshields. They gave up about 8 kills. That's the difference at the end of the game, 50-42. Taking a look at some players here who are standing out. RyaNoob goes 15-10. Rayne, 14-11.
I was talking about those two, how they are the 2 remaining pieces of that original lineup that got 2nd place in Raleigh. They're the players who stand out on eUnited here.
And look at the new pickups there. 9-9, 12-12. Locking it down, consistent performances across the board. We'll take a look at damage as well. In the end, to see the standouts, only 2 players in the 4,000 club. That's gonna be RyaNoob and StelluR.
RyaNoob's certainly the standout though. You have to say, just that play towards the end of the game. We saw it developing. We all of a sudden thought, RyaNoob's moving quickly. He grappled straight up into the air, and not only that, upon landing, it was a crash landing for Bound because he found himself at the wrong end of a skewer.
He absolutely did. Let's take a look at some highlights from that game. That play for Pznguin. Let's keep in mind, Cloud9 off to a very early lead in this game. You're going to see things start to turn, but up about 14-11 at one point, and that slowly started to change during that first listening.
Yeah, that shot there from Suspector. That was when Cloud9 were trying to get organized, trying to sort out how they wanted to formulate an assault onto the eUnited base, but that one shot just shut everything down. There was a couple of times we saw it. Those skewer shots, I think at one point there was 2 in place. Suspector and Snipe down both had them in their hands, and they were both put into use.
We talk about how eUnited has been all season long such a Slayer-dominant team. I think that listening was such a great example of why. What a privilege to hear that. Like you said, the timing of the RyaNoob push, he said, guys, we got to go now, and just starts counting. 3, 2, 1, and we were on the POV. They slid pixel perfect out the doorway. Keep in mind, no player collision in Infinite, so they literally slide together in the same exact space out the window. It's a death ball of eUnited, and they pick up the 2 kills on the Ivy side before C9 even knows they pushed out.
But the crazy thing about that, right, is that's the difference between an experienced top-level pro player and an in-game leader, right? An experienced top-level player who doesn't have those natural leadership abilities will go, shall we push this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's push this. RyaNoob just says, we are pushing. 3, 2,
2,
1, and everyone goes, Jesus, I'm on my way. Like,
we're
I don't want to feel the wrath of him if I don't go. So, yeah. Impressive stuff coming in from RyaNoob, but again, just showing the difference and having the confidence to make those calls. That is a tough job to have. The stress that comes with that is pretty nuts.
Also got to note just the assist category there on the eUnited side as well, right? 3 players there having 8 assists in the game, and not far behind was Snipe down there with 6 assists as well. I think that assist category also pretty telling of just the fact that they were really on the same page.
I think you raised a really good point as well, just when we were kind of breaking down the stats, right? It's the consistency of all players on eUnited at the moment. We're not looking across those stats from either of the games and going, there's someone who's really popping off here. It's everyone doing their job. No one is kind of not picking their way up, so to speak, and everyone is doing what you would expect from them if you were to pick out the stat line that goes alongside them, right? Game number 1, objective game type. Snipe down has a little bit of room to make moves and pick up some flanks, and he does that. He picks up most kills. Game number 2, Slayer. You see Rayne and RyaNoob putting up the positive numbers. Everyone else, round 0. Just making sure they aren't a liability to the squad. It is a unit. eUnited. I find them fascinating to watch because, like I mentioned, when the game slows down because they have a lead, they're like, it's the Halo equivalent of just standing there and going, come at me, bro.
Yep.
Like, what are you going to do?
It is. And they play it so well. You really can't let them get those situations. Also, you can't give them as much room as C9 gave them, right? The fact that we, once again, during the C9 listen-in, you saw Bound. Look at this. Fans, of course, excited to see Snipe down on that eUnited roster, and Snipe down kind enough to lend them a smile, of course, off of the main stage. And that team's got to be feeling good here. Once again, you can't give eUnited the space that C9 gave them. Bound had the angle and saw everyone just, they're set up for Obi. They're going to snag it. They grapple it, they get it.
Eric, you're on the big screen, by the way, in the arena. Give us a smile. Give us a smile, buddy. There, he's trying to ignore me. He's finding him up. Congratulations, by the way. Last time before KC, Snipedown got married.
He did, yes.
He did. So congratulations to Snipedown, of course, and his lovely wife on the marriage.
Absolutely. We'll also see Snipedown in the throwback throwdown, by the way.
Have so much trouble saying that, by the way, for the
Instinct. Yeah, luckily you're the one that's going to have to say it. They're happy to be coaching the TD side. Snipedown's going to be on our side of the stage. Looking forward to seeing that one goes. Actually, here we go. It's going to be a TD versus Instinct throwdown.
Coach
Sunday
Bravo,
man. Don't miss it.
Proud of you, dude. Look at you there, up on the main
Excited
stage
to be back in a TD jersey, alongside some of TD's best to play the game. Of course, we got formidable opponents on the side of Instinct as well. Right here, twitch.tv/Halo, or wherever you watch your favorite Halo gameplay. Sunday morning, don't miss it.
Yeah, I mean, how amazing it is just to see those logos back on the screen, right? There's so much nostalgia just wrapped up in those two
15th
logos,
anniversary of Halo 3 to the day, by the way. To the day!
Dude, it feels like yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like yesterday that I was running up and down and spending countless hours in matchmaking on Halo 3. But now it looks like the players are back on the stage. They're back ready for what is a vital game as well. Let's just remember, this is for seeding. This is for the #1 spot in the pool between these two teams. And Cloud9 have got some work to do as we head to King of the Hill Recharge.
Also a lot of bragging rights and also a lot of confidence going into game number 2, right? If this series were to end in a 3-0, it's going to be a very different Friday night in the Cloud9 camp. eUnited's probably going to find some delicious steaks. Almost got one earlier on today in pool play. We'll see if they can find some tonight and also end on a series win. Only one more game for them to take it. Cloud9 would need to reverse sweep to win this series.
Get a feeling it's been quite a quick day so far, hasn't it?
It has.
I've just got a feeling we're going to have a few more games of Halo in
I
front
hope
of
so.
us. You know what I mean?
We want this one to go the distance here, of course, as neutral fans. But yeah, one thing we have to remember, Cloud9 might look flat on the main stage right now. The second they get a lead in this game, they might get fired right back up and take this series. As we said, they have never placed outside the top 2 on land. This is going to be game number 3, King of the Hill on Recharge between Cloud9 and eUnited.
Well, it's time for Cloud9 to remind us of just how good they are, because they have looked a little bit flat so far. If they want to start the turnaround this series, it has to start right now. It's time for some King of the Hill Recharge. RyaNoob POV to start us off, though.
Let's see what eUnited can do. They look hot tonight. They came ready to play. 2-0 in the pool, tied with Cloud9. They came ready to go. It's great nades. It's a great opening. Double kill here, maybe even more for RyaNoob. It'll take 2 to take him down. That's 4 dead, actually, for eUnited.
See RyaNoob's face there, by the way?
I did.
A little bit of a smirk after he missed that triple. He was like, I had an overkill there, but I think that shows the confidence and also the comfort level, right, of these players at the moment on eUnited. But for now, it's Cloud9 inside of that hill. And what a start it's been. You can see they're already halfway to capping this, doubling up on this hill.
Love the double up there because everyone's going to target Pznguin, but Eco's going to be able to join him on the same angles and continue scoring. It's a really great use of camo. Sometimes you're tempted to send your camo out on the route. Instead, he just sits here and they put a lot more time on the board. Look at the scoreboard already. It's a killing spree from bottom middle, and they have maybe the fastest hill time in bottom mid that we've seen reported today and maybe in the past few months.
Well, it looks like Cloud9 have finally woken up a little bit here. eUnited down 2 players once more. With that, Eco knows he's got time just to wait for those shields before he jumps back into the hill. RyaNoob's last alive. He's down. It's going to be 1-0 here to C9.
4 dead again, and look at the timing. It's 3 dead as the hill moves to long haul. This is huge. Cloud9 can capitalize that again here. 5 kills before anybody else on the other side even has 4.
Like I mentioned, they'll be very, very surprised to see this series not be elongated. Maybe a game 4 and 5 around the corner for everyone who's watching at home who wants a little bit more Halo action.
3 dead again.
3 dead again, like you mentioned, for eUnited. They are locking down the long haul.
It's very different Cloud9 here. It's only a matter of time. We know that from experience until Cloud9 wakes up and gets upset about game results. Looks like they're here to play in this game number 3, maybe send the series the distance.
3/4 of the way done here. Eco doing damage, doesn't have to overextend for these kills as well. It's down to eUnited to try and force their way forward. Suspector and Snipe Down do get a little bit of a break though. The camo's coming up, Bound's stolen it away. He needs to put it to use now. RyaNoob escaping. eUnited look like they've broken the hill.
Look at this play. Trigger discipline from Bound, does not engage in those battles, instead wants to get closer. It's a nice little drop slide here to get the angle onto C-Plat. Picks up another kill as well. Great work here from Bound. He's really starting to show up in a big way in this series.
Also takes that shot rifle out of the hands of eUnited. Most importantly, picks up another one as well. Gets the information on where RyaNoob is as well. And now with that camo can still make his move in, but there's RyaNoob being sneaky. But Bound is better.
Wow, second point on the board here for C9 as well. And if you have only joined us for this game, you're asking yourself, how on earth is Cloud9 down 2 games to 0, excuse me, with the way that they're playing right now? This is a whole different team here in game number 3.
Scary thing here for eUnited, this is now the elevator hill. This is the easiest one to lock down. This is the one where you have great lines of sight. You have to force your way through some narrow hallways to try and cross and try and even contest that hill. And with Bound playing like this, it's looking even more difficult. But eUnited once again go into the lab and come up with the right formula for the break.
Eco, last player alive all the way across the map, though. Needs to stay alive, needs to wait for teammates. But look at Bound right now, 11 and 5. Nobody on the other team has more than 7. What a start from him.
Great start from Bound. Also, a good response here from eUnited. C9 came out of the traps on fire, going up 2-0, almost without response. But that big elevator break here from eUnited means that they are in position here to maybe get that first point on the board. If they do, then we head towards that underpass. And to be honest with you, it kind of looks like eUnited should take this. C9 might be giving this one up, but no, Pznguin. He's going to fly in and cause some problems.
Oh my God, can Suspector get back in there? He has to jump out of the hill. Last second push from Cloud9 to get 3 dead. Suspector going to try to double back, but the Grenades are trying to make this work. It's not going to be easy. This could be a heartbreaking comeback hill.
C9 get it!
Oh my God.
3-0! And for all the work that eUnited did to get that break, to have that hold, C9 timed the push perfectly to steal it away. And now they just need one more hill to win this.
Absolutely perfect, and RyaNoob just adding kills there. That's salt in the wound. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but they might end the game here and now on this next hill. It will be one of the fastest games of hill we've seen in pool play in HCS history.
RyaNoob has a chance to make some plays. However, Bound is just going to disappear in front of his very eyes as if he had the camouflage. Now, he's going to be re-challenging and causing problems for eUnited. Bound gets one, but RyaNoob is there for the trade. Snipe Down picks up another, and it looks like RyaNoob is going to get creative. Unfortunately,
you can't let the toes hit the water.
He's wearing the wrong trunks.
Can't let the toes hit the water. Floor is lava. Gets taken down, however, it's still a nice crafty play there. You can stay alive on that back ledge for quite a while, and you could actually tell that they have started to look away. Cloud9 had started to count him out, thinking he was off the map. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that use of equipment, but you could bet that RyaNoob's got a few equipment tricks left up his sleeve for the rest of the tournament.
One thing eUnited do not have, however, many opportunities to push this hill. Probably this is the last push. If they don't win this one, this could be Cloud9 closing this King of the Hill game out in a matter of moments. It feels like just a few seconds ago we started the game and we're almost at the end.
I mean, yeah, we weren't kidding when we said this is one of the fastest displays of King of the Hill that we've ever seen, and it was a heartbreaking steal for Cloud9 on the perfect break. They got 2 dead, they forced Suspector out of the hill, and they collapse on that elevator hill, and now they're only about just under 25% of the way done on this last game-winning hill.
Well, Rayne wasn't quite ready to give it up there. Tried to do everything he could to force that break. RyaNoob manages to get one. He challenges as well. Bound picks up yet another kill. 16-9 is the rookie on Cloud9, and this might be the final moments of this game. eUnited find themselves 3 dead. Rayne's only fresh off the spawn. He's trying to contest. He's trying to push the stacks. He'll go down, and it looks like C9 are back in this series.
And what a way to do it. Like we said, all they need is a little bit of a lead, and they're back in this one. And they have one of the most dominant King of the Hill wins of this year in game number 3. See RyaNoob looking across the stage, not too happy with that. However, the C9 ladies are happy with that result. To see their team back in this series in a big way. 2-1 now, everything to play for. It's a very different main stage, a very different feel in the arena here on Friday evening.
And how quickly the expressions have changed on the faces of the eUnited players, right? It was all smiles a few moments ago. After that game, they know they're in for a series. We'll take a look at some of the stats as well, and there's only really one man to talk about. It was the bound takeover, 16-9. The young man stepping up when C9 needed it most.
We just saw a game in pool play and King of the Hill where a team who won none of them had more than 10 deaths, even 10 deaths. None of them with double-digit deaths. That's absolutely nuts. Look at the damage as well. This was an outclassing from C9, reminding everyone why they're here and what they've achieved this season. What a game from Cloud9.
I love the strategy from C9 on that bottom middle hill as well, right? A lot of times you'll see the camo player thinking, I've got an opportunity to get kills here. Eco's always thinking, what is the quickest way we can win this game? Doubling up on that hill, using his teammate as bait, and making sure he was in position to clean up the damage that was done, and the focus taken away meant that he could be in position to really put that pressure on. This was so unfortunate though from RyaNoob. He needs to up the sense, just up the sensitivity a little bit. You hit that.
I think it was actually the grapple actually timed out just before he actually couldn't hit it before his toes hit the water. So we need to just a little bit more swing there.
Get that thing off my screen.
And I cannot
Get that thing off my screen.
This guy is crazy,
this guy has come
move.
all the way to Orlando.
It's crazy.
And he thought, what can I put on a sign? And he brings that.
He's crazy. Security might have to watch his back here in the arena. 4-0, King of the Hill for Cloud9. They're back in this series, as we said. We expected it might go the distance, and it certainly is now. We're going to game number 4. Cloud9 with a chance to tie up the series. United with a chance to end it here.
I've never been so thrown off by a sign in my life. I didn't think it would be a picture of the manga.
Triggered.
But for now, focus back on this series and focus back on this game, because now we have Strongholds on live fire. C9 love to play this one fast. They love to let Bound go a little bit wild. Let this man off the leash. We could be going to a game 5.
Not gonna lie, that's what we're hoping to see here. We'll see if that's the case. We'll see if we get blessed with a game number 5 in our final series of the evening here. Day 1 of HCS Orlando. We hope you've been enjoying the action so far. This final series of the night has not disappointed. Cloud9's back in the series. 1 game away from tying it up, but eUnited still 1 game away from winning Pool C here. Let's see what happens in game number 4. It's gonna be Strongholds on live fire.
It looks like an early move coming in immediately from C9 onto that B Stronghold. Look at Eco. Great teamwork already coming in. They will be scoring early. Now they can turn their attention towards that overshoot.
Repulse right up right away. Great push there from Eco and Bound to clear out C. It's very, very quick work once again. We'll battle for the overshield now, though. Great little pre-nade as well. RyaNoob not able to pop. It should still be up. Let's see. Whoa, it's going to actually just get repulsed all the way and glitched all the way to key door, but it'll still be grabbed by Eco in the end. That's not something you see every day. Still 1 repulse to play with, lots of points on the board for Cloud9. Off of the opening, it's going to already be 40-0.
Eco's gonna have fun here as well. He gets 2, almost gets 3. That overshield rolling away as well reminded me of when you used to drop your wallet and the change would just go everywhere.
Yeah.
Rolling under the couch, but for now, the only thing to talk about is the triple cap that's in effect from C9. What a start it's been from them. They're up by 60.
Kind of felt like Sonic hitting the head there. Coins are just going flying there. And what a start here for C9. This is absolutely wild, and they have woken up in a big way. We asked if that would be the case, and it certainly is. It's now 78-0.
Wow, I mean, what's happening to eUnited here? That's the real question. Have Cloud9 woken up, or maybe eUnited just taken their foot off the gas? Did they think the job was done? Finally slow the scoring down, but not before 92 points were on the board here for Cloud9. 0 still for eUnited. Nada.
It's going to be 100-0 here for C9. And guess what? They're outslaying their opponents right now. 14-8 as well. Huge margin there in the Slay department. Another kill comes in. 2 dead for both sides.
Overshield coming up as well. 10 seconds. Maybe this is the way for eUnited to get back into this game. Oh, it looks like they've turned their attention to B to make sure they at least slow the scoring for a few seconds. But with that overshield about to become present on the map, this has to be won by eUnited. If they don't get this, it could be 150, 160 on the point.
2 dead here. Gonna even it up though, 2 dead aside. Eco's gonna also find Snipe down. See if he can try to win this one. It's a nice pop. Use of the strong side for Snipe down as well. But Eco, so what? He saves the repulse. Notice he did not repulse up the top mid. He thought about it for a second, but that's why you save repulses like that. For moments like that, what a play from Eco.
And he's still alive, and he's still holding A for his team as well off the back of it. It's 132-0. At the moment, C9 are rolling.
Growing up, your mom always told you, save those repulses. Do not waste those repulses. They are hard-earned. Eco knows that lesson here. Finally, some points on the board for eUnited, but what a deficit they find themselves. Down by 130.
If you're in the United camp now, though, you just think, whatever they've just done to us, we have to do back to them.
Yeah.
We've seen it's possible. We know it's possible. With the talent that you have on this lineup, you've got to start to put these pieces together a little bit. Looks like C9 making another push onto B, though. Fight for sniper rifle, breaking out top middle. Suspector will turn his attentions towards B to help his teammates, though. Should be able to take down one at least. There's 2 more players already flooded over from Cloud9. This is going to be a tough break again for EU.
Also got to see where that sniper rifle went. Whoever's rotating that weapon could really break open the setup here. It was 2 down for Cloud9. Nice job, thank you to the observing team here. To jump over to Rayne with that sniper rifle and see what he can do for C-Plat.
Needs to start finding some targets. He needs to start hitting some bodies because the score is getting out of hand. There's 1. Can he turn 2? Pznguin gets a little bit of a haircut but keeps his head intact.
Did not miss by much. Pznguin now sniper rifle in hand. He gets tagged up big time there from top tower. Needs to retreat immediately. And he finds Suspector as well. That'll be 1. Almost finds 2 as well. 167-22 now.
Pressure just continually on eUnited, though. You can see they are scoring for now, but look how hard they're having to work for it. Pznguin gets taken down. eUnited maybe looking to convert B here. The reset does come in, but the overshield is still down. It did not get burnt there. Rayne's picked it up, and now eUnited do have their way back into this.
And that was 3 dead as well. What a comeback, and what a different series it would be for eUnited if they can end their Friday evening on a huge comeback win here. Still a long way to go, though.
RyaNoob's got the sniper rifle as well, and all of a sudden eUnited have woken up too. Both teams now with their eyes open, and both teams looking to send this the complete distance. It's a triple cap for eUnited. They're carving away at this lead.
They were down by 130, now they're only down by about 90 as they're getting back into this game. These next few kills going to determine where a lot of these points go.
C9 still almost doubling the score, though. There's still a lot of work to do here for eUnited. This is not the comeback complete quite yet. C9 have got the opportunity to make some mistakes, but for now they've managed to pick up 3 kills on eUnited. They flip C.
Like we said, 3 dead. Snipe down was last player alive. Everyone else spawning here around Nest and Green. And is this a little bit too little too late from eUnited is the question. Did they let this lead just get completely out of hand for the side of Cloud9 as they play now, once again, like you said, with a 100-point cushion?
United looking to clean out tower, looking to push onto C. It looks like they've got a couple of kills going their way. Eco now last alive. Snipe down's going to be there with a heat wave, and the help comes in from RyaNoob. They flip C. Multiple players from Cloud9 4, and they're all going to be spawning around A2.
Just as quickly as you think this match is going to be over yet again, eUnited answers back with another 4 dead of their own. And now only down by less than 80 as they claw back in 4th between each other here. Tug of war between these 2 teams.
And the way back into this game was that overshield, right? Yep. And that is coming up once more. You can see that Snipe down knows it better than anyone, doing multiple shots onto multiple players to make sure that damage is down as the overshield is coming up in about 10 seconds. eUnited, they are closing in on Cloud9. And what is that doing for the mentality of C9 here?
I mean, C9's getting worried for sure. Let's see what... Ooh, you hear some footsteps coming around. Snipe down. We'll see someone definitely top mid there. It's going to be a C9 overshield grab. That's huge with 2 players dead for both sides, but not before the game comes here within just about 40 points.
The interesting thing, though, is there was one chunk that came in to that overshield before it really got to have its full effect. Now it's completely negated. 2 for 2 across the map. That's fine if you're holding 2 strongholds and you're United.
Snipe down, last player alive here. That's going to be 4 dead for a second. Suspector is your first spawner. The game is now within 30. It was just a 100-point lead for Cloud9. What an amazing rally from eUnited.
But they've got to do it again now. They've got to keep this pressure on. If they allow C9 to get 3 or 4 dead once more, that could be the end of this game, and we will be heading towards that game 5 Slayer. C9, Eco, holding everything down at the moment, spiking that nest. But RyaNoob gets that first pick again. Now there's space for eUnited to make some plays.
Oh, RyaNoob gets the second one as well. Look at that, putting the team on his back. It's great damage off the pillar door and pillar push. They're able to get 3 dead off of that, and now going to be flipping B as well.
Looks like they're happy with the hold for 2 as well. RyaNoob running away as well, making sure he's ensuring where those spawns are coming in. Now they can be in a position to hold. Now they can defend B. They have these height advantages. They have these angles all locked down. It's up to C9 once again to play their cards. eUnited are just going to sit there.
Let's see where this first kill goes. What a series this has been between these 2 teams. It has delivered on all fronts. RyaNoob hoping that the help comes, and it does. They will continue scoring, and now only down by about 33 points.
Snipe down has a sniper rifle as well. Eco's going to feel it in the shoulder. Those kind of plays, I've seen them so many times. They usually mean good things if Snipe down's on the team.
That was 3 dead momentarily. You did have a spawner there. Now a 20-point difference. eUnited continues to claw back on the BC hold.
Looks like a big push coming in here from C9 onto B. RyaNoob goes down, as does Snipe down. That should be a flip. Coming in now for C9. They will continue scoring, and even though eUnited have stayed close, they've made this rally and comeback. They find themselves 4 dead, and this could be now the home stretch coming in for C9.
Oh, Snipe down with good damage there. He's actually going to get into B and start to flip there. It's a great route, but look at the overshield from Eco. This could spell disaster for eUnited.
B is the fight. B is where things need to happen, and somehow Snipe down manages to stay alive long enough to get that conversion. And look at this. All of a sudden, eUnited are flooding, and they're back into this game.
It's the eUnited cavalry. They're coming from the nest. They fly in there. If they can get this last kill, that's huge. They will continue scoring on BC. This is only a 5-point game.
5 points, and that gap is closing. That gap is minute, and eUnited going to a leader's bound. Tries to get C9 inside of B.
This is unbelievable. Down to the wire. Just to remind you, Cloud9 with multiple 100-plus point leads here on the home stretch. They will continue scoring again, and now they will take the lead.
They go back into the lead, but Bounty misses his melee. He'll go down. C9 all down. 4 players fall from C9. B will be flipped once more, and Rayne has a sniper rifle. 1 shot here, 2 body shots, whatever it might be. Damage from Rayne. This could be the game.
Oh my God, look at this. The assist will come in there. Kills will be traded, though. Not over just yet. Less than 20 points to go here for eUnited.
Oh my God, Rayne is going wild.
Double kill in the feed now. 10 points to go. It's a triple kill for Rayne. Are you kidding me? What a time to do it.
Triple kill, and it might be the game. Snipe down picks up another. The comeback is complete, and eUnited. Wow. We have just learned so much about this team. They've got some steel about them, and they win the series.
This team was down 138-0 in that game, and they come from behind to win the game 250-228. Unbelievable, and it's a very, very different result here for eUnited. After an unbelievable comeback win, they will take the series and they will take the pool.
Wow, like I said, we've just learned so much about this eUnited squad. This is not just a team who's thinking top 6, top 4. This is a team who is thinking about a championship here. And every single player at moments in that series showed their value. Rayne at the end of that game, genius.
You teed it up perfectly. Rayne on the nest bridge with a sniper in hand. What can he do?
Starts with the body shot in the court. And he does everything. It's a triple kill to close it out. And you talk about the resilience, the drive there of eUnited. What a way to end that series. That is enormous.
I mean, let's take ourselves back. They've just come off the back of an absolute hammering on Recharge King of the Hill. The game starts, they get hammered again. And it's like, all right, okay, boys. It's time for us to focus up a little bit here. And they showed so much heart and desire to get back into that game. Taking a look at the damage stats, it's RyaNoob who's looking good.
And Pznguin drops 5,600.
Yeah.
And they're not able to close out that game. 250 to 228 is your final score. And that is one of the most memorable King of the Hill matches that you will see in HCS play. Mark my words. What a comeback from eUnited to ensure that they avoid the dreaded Game 5.